Hello, and welcome to Before the Storm, the podcast that not only covers specific groups and characters of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, but also interviews people on their first time playing. In today's episode, we have the usual 3 topics to cover over the episode, as long as a guest in one of these segments. We'll be talking about the famous Greybeards, a guest's first experience ever playing Skyrim, and the lore of one of the most liked characters in the game, Serana. So, go ahead and take off your armor and relax by a warm fire. Let's get into it. Line, you have to go out to a farther part of Whiterun to help defeat a dragon that has been making rounds and attacking the guards at a station. Once this dragon is killed and the quest is completed, as you're walking back to Whiterun, loud, booming voices can be heard calling out in dragon speak. Dovahkiin is the word that they say, which means dragonborn. Fun fact, the dragon you kill shouts out the same word out of sadness that the dragonborn had killed him. This is the first you hear of the Greybeards. Once you go back to Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's main castle, I guess you call it, is what the Dragon's Reach is. You tell Jarl Walgriff that you sucked in the soul of the dragon, and that you found out that you were something called a Dragonborn from the guards who helped fight off said dragon. He tells you who is calling for you. You learn that you have to go to Ivarstead and climb 7,000 steps up to High Hrothgar, where the Greybeards reside. Once you do so, you have to go throughout a series of quests to learn more shouts and how to control them and use them for specific situations. At the end of the main quest line, you have the choice to kill or not kill their main leader, Parthenax, who is actually a dragon. Yeah, if you choose to kill him, the Greybeards will refuse to talk to you again as Dragonborn. But if you don't, the Greybeards will be willing to continue talking to you and teaching you their. His army lost in a battle that took place at the Red Mountain, where his army was annihilated, as the fandom wiki says. He spent around 7 years pondering his defeat, and he eventually decided that the gods were punishing the Nords for their wrong usage of the Thu'um, or, in simple terms, their wrong usage of the dragon shouts. Following this, Jurgen developed a pacifist faith called the Way of the Voice, that thought that the Thu'um should only be used as a way to worship and recognize their gods, rather than what he was using them for before, military exploits. He built High Hrothgar, which resides near the peak on the throat of the world in Skyrim, the really high-up mountain. High Hrothgar serves as the monastery where he and his disciples meditated and perfected their voice. It's not truly clear where in the First Era the Greybeards were officially formed, as Jurgen's 7-year pondering doesn't have an exact time, but we know that they definitely did form after the defeat at the Red Mountain, which happened around circa 1 E700. But the Nords had been driven out of Morrowind hundreds of years earlier, around 1 E416, and the 5 songs of King Wulfharth suggest that the Greybeards were already in existence before Wulfharth's first death, circa 1 E533. During the Second Era, the Greybeards were silent until they called a name, Tiber Septim. He was called to be blessed and named as Dovahkiin at High Hrothgar. This was also during the time that Tiber Septim learned that he was destined to be the Emperor of Tamriel. Otherwise, the collection of places that have Elder Scrolls games take place. By the Fourth Era, there are only 5 members of the Greybeards. 4 of the monks reside inside of High Hrothgar, while their Grand Master, Parthenax, stays on the top of the throat of the world in constant meditation. Another fun fact, the leader of the Stormcloak Rebellion and the Jarl of Windhelm, Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak, was once a student of the Greybeards. Oh, another fun fact, like I said earlier, Parthenax is actually a dragon, even though I already mentioned the fact. What inspired you to start playing Skyrim?
I think what inspired me the most to play Skyrim, as a kid, I, loved fantasy. I still do. Harry Potter is, a big thing for me. But childhood trauma. for one, like, big thing. If you can escape into high fantasy, then do it by all means.
Mm-hmm. I
do it
understand
to
that.
like your fullest extent, because it's what's gonna make you feel like you're not alone. And I think that playing high fantasy games like that, you're experiencing a journey that you can't go on yourself. So I think that makes it more so impactful.
That makes sense. I love a bunch of fantasy stuff because of that too. It just takes me on like a different like story into a different world.
It supports the
nice.
mental health. Like, in all honesty, like, how many times have you sat and watched, like, your favorite kid cartoon
Oh my god, so many times.
over and over again?
Literally so many times. I still do
Living in that nostalgia or that ability of fantasy makes reality less difficult.
Do you remember how hard starting the main quest line was for you?
So, again, I haven't played in a while, but I think the hardest thing for me was learning the controls. I played Xbox for the longest time, and the first time I played Skyrim, it was on a PlayStation 4.
Oh.
So the controls are a bit different, and you also, the thing is that I couldn't remember how to pick up things a lot, so I would start the first quest, start that, get everything that I needed, and then when I would go back into my saved game, I would forget all of the buttons I needed.
Oh, that sucks. PlayStation seems so complicated for me because the buttons are just shapes.
Well, now for when I play video games, I play like, I know it's gonna sound really, really bad, but I play Fortnite when I go to my cousin's.
Me too.
And he has a PlayStation 4, and I have gotten really attached to it now. And before playing Skyrim on the PlayStation 4, I had been playing like Mortal Kombat on my mom's PlayStation 2. The buttons are still kind of the same, but the amount of like sensory that you need to push for the buttons to actually work is completely different.
Oh. How much did you hate walking up those 7,000 steps to the Greybeards?
I hated it because on one instance, instead of walking, I got a horse.
Oh.
And wasn't paying attention, and my cousin took my controller, used the joystick, and throws me off. So not only did I die,
Lost all your progress.
I lost all of my progress walking up those stairs.
Oh, I always hate that part. I replay Skyrim like so often, and I always dread walking up, and I like avoid it for like the
It
longest
takes
time.
centuries. Like, you are literally playing just to get up a
Also, the fact like
set of stairs.
That troll, you come across that troll, and like you're super low level, and it like kills you.
Yeah.
All the time. It was my least favorite part.
You either dodge it, or you run like hell to get through.
Yeah. If you remember this part too, what other like big quest line did you do first? Like, did you do the Companions, the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, or like the Dawn Guard?
I think I finished the first journey, like the first quest, and then I just started free playing like every kid does at that age. So what ended up happening is I would pickpocket, and then get in trouble with the knights. I can't remember from which kingdom, because, you know, there's, like, all the different sects.
Yeah.
I literally went to, I think it's, like, the first kingdom you're introduced to. And I literally pickpocket one of the high officials the first time I play.
Oh.
You know, one would think that I would know from watching my older cousin play that you shouldn't do that. Unless you have a higher level in pickpocketing. No, I pickpocket a high official and get jailed. And then I get out, I pickpocket again, grab a horse, and I'm riding up hills.
That's awesome. I hate pickpocketing. It makes me so nervous. Like, even in video games, I'm afraid of not following authority. Yeah. It's so bad.
It's the same thing with Assassin's Creed. You try and pickpocket, and you don't have a high level, you are screwed. You are just not capable.
You'll die. Especially because so many people team up on you if you get caught.
You've got the law enforcement, is what I call them for Assassin's Creed. I call them knights in Skyrim, because that's what they are, really.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you're double-teamed. If you're in between two kingdoms, both of them are going to go after you. There's no escape.
No escape. And they'll follow you for, like, the longest time before they actually lose sight of you.
You literally have to get in a skirmish with one of, like, the bosses for them to leave you alone.
So bad. I remember I do the Dark Brotherhood all the time. And I would do that first kill that you do in Dawnstar, and I'd always get caught because she was always outside.
She's always just lurking.
She's always outside whenever I go to kill her. And then all of the Dawnstar guards start chasing me, and I have to run, like, all the way to, like, Falkreath before they stop. And it's horrible because you can't, like, fast travel when you're getting chased either.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, if I try, then it's gonna boot me someplace that I don't want to go. I can't, like, press buttons that I need to. It's a hassle. It's a wonder they haven't done an update where if you fast travel, that they follow you.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just not worth the time.
Yeah. Did you have, like, a favorite quest or, like, a favorite, like, quest line that you did?
So, again, like I said, I pickpocket the majority. But I did, like, the Dark Brotherhood. That is, like...
The Dark Brotherhood.
You're just, like... You're literally playing at a level where you get to kill people off, and I think that's kind of nice. You get to take your aggression out on a character that's not even human. It's not reality. And I think that's another reason why I play other games that have some sort of violence. Because if I'm not having a good day, I can just be like, oh yeah, I'm crunching levels on Fortnite, I'm crunching levels on, like, Call of Duty. I can, like... Same with Mortal Kombat. Like, you can literally sit there and you can pretend, you can envision, it's again another imagination piece, you can look at a character and be like, oh my god, that's my bully, I can take my aggression out. Most people wouldn't find this in me, but when I play video games, I get very competitive, and I get very aggressive. I get very annoyed, and I get very easily, like, angry. So... Skyrim. Skyrim for sure. Like, if you're playing Dark Brotherhood, that is the time to take all of your aggression out on characters.
I love the Dark Brotherhood so much. Not even, like, for the fact that it's just killing, but, like, my favorite character comes from the Dark Brotherhood questline. Cicero is my, like, favorite character, like, ever, like, in general. Not even just from Skyrim.
But just,
like, in general.
as a whole of games, yeah.
He's my favorite character ever.
The way he interacts with people... it's comedical, like comical. Okay, not comedical, comical. But it's also, like, a little sassy. Like, he's like, all y'all need to go. Like, just get out.
It's so funny. No, and, like, if you ever had him as a follower, he stops and dances sometimes, just randomly.
Yep. If you're, like, buying something, you can see him in the background doing, like, a little, kind of like a shimmy, and it's just... That's a thing that can brighten up your day. Just seeing somebody, like, dance around like that.
He had a glitch for a while that was my favorite one, too. He wouldn't go through water. Like, if you swam, he would just stop.
Yes!
And he wouldn't go.
He would just stand there.
He would just have to wait until he teleported back to you. And I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Yes, because that reminds me of, like, the couple of glitches that Minecraft had for the longest time, too. Is, like, you've got horses.
Horses couldn't swim in Minecraft.
And now, if you play the newer versions,
they
that bug is fixed.
Now. But they used to, like, die in the water because you couldn't get them
out.
Or
they'd boot you off, and you'd have to, like, have a lead or something to pull them across.
Yeah.
Now, I envy my niece, because she's playing the newer, like, version, and it's like, oh yeah, it's better now. Like, it's great. And I'm like...
You didn't go through what I went through.
Yeah. Minecraft came out in what?
In 2011, I think.
Yeah. I was 3, and I started playing Minecraft at 5. So all of the bugs were still there, and Mojang hadn't fixed them yet. So it's good that they finally fixed the bugs in Skyrim, though, too. Because that was so tedious. You need to finish up a quest, and there your follower just sits standing across from there, and he's not teleporting.
There. Or they're in your way.
Yep.
All the time. And you can't get through the door, and you have to, like, push them.
You have to, like, kind of, like, get out! Get out!
Go! Speaking of favorite characters, did you have one?
No.
No.
But I did have a favorite species.
Oh.
I love the lizard people. They are my favorite.
I love them.
So I would always go with the male lizard because the female lizard kind of looked ugly. Don't hate on that one. But I would nickname my guy Igo because he gave off that energy. Mm-hmm. And I just loved, like, the facial features and everything else. I did try and play as a couple of the more avian-looking characters, and I did not like how they were presented because they looked very, terrifying. Like, I think I started playing Skyrim at age 8.
Oh.
So they kind of scared me a little bit because it was just like, okay, here's this horrifying creature, got a beak, but also still has, like, human facial features. Mm-hmm. And it was like, let's not.
No, that's real.
I loved the elves. Cannot say anything anymore for that. Mm-hmm. But lizard people are my favorite. I love lizards now. The lizard people, if I were to play Dungeons and Dragons too, that would be my species that I would like to play as.
I always chose the Khajiit. The Khajiit, I just love cats.
They're so cute and they look like lynx. Mm-hmm. But the females kind of looked weird to me, and guys.
I always choose Guy Khajiit
because he's got like the little fur jowls.
Yeah. No offense to the girl Khajiits, but they look weird.
The male Khajiits look more aesthetically pleasing, and even when you go to like their kingdom, they look so much better.
Yeah, I think it's mostly because I have a Khajiit OC. That's why I choose them all the time, and so it's easier for me to, like, make him. Mm-hmm. But I also just like that he's stronger if you don't have a weapon. Yep. Because of the claws.
Yep.
It's nice.
It's the same thing with the lizard people. They have, like, I think they have a higher strength boost.
They can, like, breathe underwater. You can stay underwater for longer.
It makes it a lot more fun. Mm-hmm. And, like, less stress intensive, like, when you're, like, traveling across rivers and doing all of that.
It's a lot easier. Yeah. If you were to go back and play your first time with the knowledge that you have about it, would you have done anything differently?
I would like to argue that I wouldn't change anything, although I know that's a lie. Mm-hmm. I would probably actually play it all the way through, because I feel like I could do it now, like my attention span. I have ADHD, so I feel like the attention span would be like the slightest bit better. Mm-hmm. But I also know that my ability to, like, understand the lore of everything now is better. Mm-hmm. So that also kind of helps. That, and I just want to get married in Skyrim. That's like, that is, like, my goal. Like, I don't know about you, but as a kid I watched iBallistic Squid. Mm-mm. He was a Minecraft YouTuber. He was British, and he worked with Stampy. Very famous YouTubers. Stampy. He was Stampy's best friend. He did a Skyrim Let's Play, and he did it all the way through to the final. And the thing with him is he literally took a break in between finishing his quest and the ending. So what happened was he got married in Skyrim, made his house, had all of that situated, had a little family, and then went and finished. And I'm like, that's so comforting. Mm-hmm.
I love getting married in Skyrim. There's always a specific guy I would go for, though. I would always finish the Companion's quest so I could marry Farkas.
Not Farkas!
I love Farkas.
No!
What do you mean, no? Farkas is the best.
No.
Farkas is the best. What do you mean you wouldn't marry Farkas? What do you mean you wouldn't marry this?
No.
You wouldn't marry this?
He looks like a drunk in, like, the worst way. Like, this man literally looks like he has been sitting on his deathbed, and then he's like, oh yeah, this person needs me for a quest. Let me get out of bed after my drunken state, and then I'm gonna slobber all over the place.
No, it's not his fault. He's a werewolf.
I know,
it's
but
not
like,
his fault.
I get it, he's a werewolf, but come on, dude! There's no need to be in a drunken slump for, like, hours on end and look like a greasy mess.
The last question you already answered for me. I was gonna ask if you still played the game today, but no, you haven't. It's been years.
I wish I did. I honestly wish I did, but I hardly have time to take time for myself in general, like just watching like TV or something.
That's fair.
I don't have time for. But if I did, I would definitely be playing video games a lot more than I have been in the last couple of years, actually. Like, the only time I play video games now is if I'm, like, at my grandparents' and I go to my cousin's and I play on his PlayStation 4 with him. Or if I'm at a friend's house and they have their Nintendo Switch, we will literally, like, play games and do that sort of stuff. But it's just hard to fit in video games when you have a schedule like mine. I'm a senior, so it's like, take what you can get, essentially.
Serana, we should talk about the access that grants her as a follower and an NPC. You can't find her until you start this specific quest, so maybe it's helpful to know about. Released first for the Xbox 360 on June 26, 2012, and later on the 2nd of August for PC, the Dawn Guard DLC is about an ancient prophecy predicted by an Elder Scroll. This scroll foretells the eternal obfuscation of the sun, and it gives instructions on a ritual with a mythic bow and a special blood sacrifice. Of course, this is because the said obfuscation of the sun helps vampires gain more access to the land while it's in the middle of the day. A horde of vampires known as the Volkihar clan, led by the Lord Harkin, seek to make sure that this prophecy comes true by doing the ritual. The Dawn Guard, which is actually a force of crossbow-wielding vampires, counters their plans. And this is where the Dragonborn comes in. The Dragonborn can choose to either join the Dawn Guard or help assist the Vampire Legion. There are also 22 quests in general included in this plugin, but they aren't exactly necessary to talk about now that you know of the Dawn Guard and the vampire. And set free after the Dragonborn has killed a vampire named Lokil along with all the other vampires and thralls in the crypt who are looking for her. She asks the Dragonborn to help her get home to the castle where her, thralls, and vampires alike stay. Castle Volkihar. This is also where Lord Harkin resides, who turns out to be her father, by the way. During this, she also implies that she wants to find her lost mother, Valerica. She thinks that she may have left a clue to where she is somewhere in the courtyard of Castle Volkihar. She believes this because when she was little, she and her mother would be in the courtyard almost all the time together. The Dragonborn must then travel with Serana to infiltrate the castle to discover the whereabouts of Valerica. Of course, you go along with the quest. You can find her mother and find the Elder Scroll with the instructions of the ritual mentioned on it, and there's a lot to this quest. It's fun, I recommend it, but we're here to talk about Serana. Oh, did I mention that even after you do this, you can choose to spare Lord Harkin and become a vampire yourself? Either that or you kill him, which can be kind of hard sometimes, but you should definitely kill him. He's a bad dad. I mean, her mom is pretty bad too, but you don't. There's advanced behavior and situational awareness. If she's outside during the day, she dons a hood. She will comment on the weather, but whether it's raining or sunny, she's most likely complaining about it. She interacts with her surroundings. If the Dragonborn is standing still, she may walk around, sit down, and even interact with workstations like a grindstone. What? She may interact with workstations like a grindstone, forge, or an alchemy lab. She can also reanimate corpses. If she has one with her, it may do these things as well. If she is near an ore vein, it's possible for her to begin mining even if she doesn't have a pickaxe equipped on her. Her stealth is also not good enough to remain undetected, despite it being level 100. With her aggressive behavior, she can make it difficult for the Dragonborn to sneak without being seen. But this can also allow her to be used as a decoy to draw enemies away while the player attacks them from a different direction. She also displays specific reaction in some different locations. When approaching Molag Bal's altar in Markarth's abandoned house, Serana kneels and projects her head with her arms. If taken to High Hrothgar, she will also kneel on the ground. This is because in some situations in both of these locations, the ground can be caused to shake. This also happens in the Dawnstar Sanctuary. Initially, she has fewer follower commands at the start of the questline, but once it's completed, she can serve the same commands other followers can. But in some circumstances, she may refuse to follow one of those commands, actually. She will also equip jewelry, though if she puts on a circlet during the day, it's most likely a replacement. If she agrees, she leaves to see someone for a cure. She returns to Fort Dawnguard after a few days, cured, but she will still do and say things that relate to her vampirism. She says the same lines, such as complaining about the sun. She still wears her hood when outside during the day, she still uses the Vampire Drain spell, and Sanguinar Vampiris can still be contracted from her through combat. Though she's still uncomfortable with the idea of marrying the Dragonborn. Hey, good for her. But it does change a few things. Her eyes will be yellow because only the texture of her eyes has changed, not the mesh. She can no longer make blood-cursed elven arrows, she can be healed with regular healing spells, she can be detected with Detect Life and no longer with Detect Dead, she will no longer have good frost resistance. This option can be permanently lost by choosing the wrong dialogue options during the Dawnguard questline. If this happens, when you ask her about it, she will simply reply with, "I'm not talking about this with you anymore." You can actually change this with commands on the console, but I personally don't respect anyone who mods or does anything with the commands to Serana. She's one of my favorites. Skyrim. Once she is cured of vampirism, her eyes will still keep a faint glow to them. This makes her eye whites look yellow. If Serana is made an unnecessary NPC via console commands and then killed, she will sometimes scream "no" upon death. This means that there was likely an idea of her being able to be killed, but was later scrapped and removed from the DLC. If you choose to join the Dawnguard and then later attack another Dawnguard member, Serana will actually defend them instead of joining you in the fight. Serana's age isn't known, but by going on some dialogue, she seems to actually predate the First Era. She isn't aware that Cyrodiil is the seat of the Empire. Therefore, her age might be between either 4 or 5 millennia. This makes her one of the oldest non-divine beings in Skyrim, being older than the dragons in Miraak. Well, that was it for this episode. I'd like to thank Naya for joining us today and letting me bombard them with questions. I hope you all enjoyed the fun facts about the Greybeards and Serana, as I actually enjoyed researching them and learning some new facts myself as well. But that is all, so I suppose that means that it is my time to go. Goodbye, and make sure you find shelter before the storm.